YouTube land, Rival here. Thanks for stopping by. Glad to finally be making a few videos again, and I got something interesting on the turntable for you this week. As you can see here, we've got a ZT-0550. Old school blade. Haven't done one of these in a while. Cut my teeth making these scales for a long time. So when I was perusing some YouTube videos and I saw a Knifenut video where they were talking about just blades that they were carrying, and Levon pulled out this nasty old ZT and said here, well, I shouldn't say nasty old ZT, I should say ZT with this nasty old scale, saying that they had made this by hand one day, trying to spice things up a little bit. I reached out to him and said, we really need to do something about that. So we talked a little bit. I inferred some information through some of the podcasts that they have done, and here is what we came up with. So when he sent over the ZT, it already had this bronzed hardware on it, and I had mentioned a couple of materials that I had on hand, and he had said he'd never really had anything with this copper shred carbon fiber. So what we did is a copper shred carbon fiber bolster, full carbon fiber scale. As you can see, it's got the double reptilian pattern I've come up with, which is like a twist on the double anso and reptilian. All done by hand, of course. Let's see if we can get a good look at this copper shred, because this is some pretty awesome stuff. This is the Composite Craft. You can follow them on Instagram and see what they're doing. They make all kinds of cool, fun stuff. So yeah, we've got this nice hand-done pattern with the bolster on the top end, and then to carry over the colors, you know, the bronze somewhat matches this this copper. It actually looks quite aesthetically pleasing. So when we flip it over, we carried over that hardware, and then I've got a purple. Little birdie told me he's a fan of purple. It's hard to see in the camera, but in the sunlight, what we did was, this is basically a two-tone anodized job. So I did a high voltage purple. I put it in a stone wash for a while, and then we re-anodized it bronze to fill in all those worn places with this same color bronze to carry it through. You can see some of the stone washing there and the reflection on the light. And just, you know, use your brain and imagine that all that is bronze throughout that purple. So it really carries over that flake kind of concept into that back end. Plus it looks badass as hell with that black blade. Definitely one of my favorite ZTs of all time. I've done several, I've probably done close to 200 of these scales. Not this exact setup, but just various versions of scales in G10, carbon fiber, all that good stuff. There's probably 50 videos on them if you look back through my history on the tube here. So yeah, in addition to all that fun stuff, he had these titanium standoffs as well. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it, but we took the liner out and I jeweled the entire liner on the inside as well. So just a nice little touch. Polished up the phosphor bronze washers as well, so they're running on that jeweled surface on the inside, just to help give it some extra smoothness, because this blade definitely deserves some smoothness. You can see I did not carry over the lanyard hole. I'm not a big fan of those unless customers specifically say they want a lanyard hole on there. But otherwise, that is the Knifenut's Pimpjob. Now what he doesn't know is I'm also throwing something else in there for him to mess around with. I've been making a few of these here and there. You've seen me do a couple of titanium knives on this channel if you go back through my history again. So we've got a titanium Ti-Dashi, a Ti-Dashi as I call it. I've got a full custom Kydex sheath. I actually made a G-clip style clip, so you can just slide it through and snap it right up against your belt, or run your belt through it. It's a cross draw sheath, so right now the way it's set up is to go over your left front, basically over your left front pocket, weak side, and then if you need it, you just reach right under and draw it right out. So it does a nice job of being quickly available. We've got about a 2 1/4 inch blade on this Ti-Dashi. Woo, hello, is she very sharp. We've got orange peel surface. We've got the flat grind with a secondary bevel. We've got a nice little tactical swedge up top. I've got some jimping on there to give you some nice purchase. And then, of course, we've got the carbidized edge on the back side. That's where all the magic happens. It's about 72 HRC, tungsten carbide welded into the titanium to reinforce the edge. So it leaves a toothy edge. You know, you could put a 3000 grit edge on there if you want, but carbide by nature is going to have some toothy grains within it. So you're always going to have a slightly toothy edge. So this is done up to about 600 grit. No, I lied. This is done to 400 grit edge, and then I strop the living shit out of it. And when you maintain a titanium blade, it's relatively simple. If you titanium it at the end of every day that you carry it, is what I do to just keep it in good shape. I give it about 10 strops on the edge side, and then 2 just to remove the micro burr on the back side, and then another 10 and another 2, and I should be good to go. You know, as it stands right now, this thing is shaven sharp. And, you know, humble brag, it's not easy to get titanium that sharp and still hold a good edge. Now, you're not going to be able to go out and baton with this guy, but it's going to be a good everyday user, especially if you go, you know, take it boating or outdoors, because titanium is, it's non-corrosive. So you don't have to worry about rusting or anything like that. You could pop off the G-clip style clip, and then just turn it into a neck knife if you wanted to. Or you could get one of those new Ulti clips. I've got a couple here at my place. And then you could turn this into a front pocket carry by putting the Ulti clip on it this way and then just putting it in your front pocket. So there's a lot of different ways you could carry this little guy. I think they're kind of handy. You can see we've got, I would call it a modern traditional wrap. That's actually just a nylon polymer flat cord over 550 paracord. So red 550 cord on the bottom, nylon flat cord on top. I did the traditional Japanese style wrap just with modern materials, and then it's impregnated with West Systems epoxy resin, so it's nice and waterproof. It's nice and rock solid. So it'll hold up good. I actually made a couple of these while I was out there, so this one's going to be up for sale on my Instagram pretty soon. Same size, same shape. I haven't put the edge on it yet, but this one's actually just got a full flat grind, as opposed to like this kind of tactical battle grind, whatever you'd want to call that. And then it's got 550 black 550 cord underneath, and then 550 cord on top with a kind of a cross draw wrap. So a throwback to the Japanese style wrap. It doesn't have the twist and the crossover, but I think it has a pretty badass look nonetheless. And then you've got, again, that carbidized backside, so that when I put the primary bevel on it, this one's going to be really, really slicey. As you can see, it's extremely thin. So this one, it'd probably be a good, like, I'd say like an office knife or something to throw in a desk drawer or something like that. Also be like a good little shop knife if you need something for just cutting, trimming, and stuff like that. You know, by nature, the Ti-Dashi design with that flat edge, nice for those flat push cuts. So I'll be curious to see what kind of feedback he has on something like this. Hopefully he likes it. Hopefully he can find a way to use and enjoy it. But that is what we got on the turntable for you guys this week. But glad to be alive, glad to be back in the thick of things, getting some stuff done. As I said, I've got 2 of these complete. I've got enough sheet titanium to do several more of these, and I got a couple other ideas for what I'm going to do with these. So I'm going to do, you know, probably a small batch run, and then, like I said, they'll be up for sale on the Instagram. But Levon, these are on their way to you. You should have them in hand by now, because I'm not going to post this till after I know you got it in hand. No spoilers. But yeah, thanks for stopping by, you guys. I'll have some more stuff on the turntable for you, hopefully in the next week or 2. Peace.